Arne Slot has just had his first official press conference for Liverpool as the team is back for pre-season. And by the way, LFC have just dropped the first video with the new boss while the players are heading on to the pre-season. So there's a lot of things that I'm going to talk about a bit, because it was not only him, it was also our new sporting director, Richard Hughes. I think that's his name, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know in the comment section. So there were the two of them, but mostly, of course, the press conference was really focusing on Arne Slot. What are we expecting? Oh, let me repeat that. Arne Slot. That's why they pronounce it Arne Slot. And looking at all the things which were said, I have to say it was a good press conference. It was one of the best in terms of how I respected the fact of how he handled what he was saying, how he handled himself in front of the media. Because remember, the media really wants to get those small little things to make so much noise about. I get it. And most of the things, of course, they keep making him repeat so much about how he feels of the managers who have departed, Jurgen Klopp, which he has so talked about already, and he talked about how he sang the song, and he talked about how he had a conversation with Klopp, which is private, because he respects what they talked about. They talked about a lot of things. Well, the house rule, and they asked him, Klopp described himself as the normal one. What do you describe yourself? And he said, it doesn't really matter how I describe myself. It matters what I do to the city, because Klopp said he was the normal one, but what he did for the club and the city wasn't normal, and that is the reason why he got to where he was. And he tried to talk about how the club made the due diligence to get him, because he plays something similar to what he actually he plays in a similar manner to what Klopp does. So in a way, the club had an identity of keeping the same thing, even though the tactics are a bit different. He even clarified that I think that's the second time saying this. He's talking about how much this will be important to move forward, and how he can actually affect the teams and help the team to become what we expect it to be. So I do feel like I think that's a wise thing to say, because I think what Arne wants right now, to be honest, if you could ask him right now, he wants to go prove what he's capable of doing in the pitch, which means he needs to have all his players back and do so much, and actually be able to be, influential. Talked about as well how he has talked to the players. It seems like he has been reaching out to most of the players, and today we even saw some pictures of now him talking to the likes of Curtis Jones, Steven Basetic, as well as Sek Van der Beek. A lot of players were there. So you can see that he's a manager who's really excited. And he's saying that, of course, there are so many youngsters, which was one of the points. He said there are so many youngsters. If you can prove that you can do the job, you will get the opportunity to do something in his team, because I think he's a big believer of raising the youngsters to actually shine, which was something that we saw from the club, especially in these latter days when he was preparing to finish what he was doing. I think we saw him really give a chance to the youngsters to prove what they can do, what they're capable of doing. And I think it was really amazing, to be honest. Of course, one thing that we were interested to see here was the signings, the transfers, what could be happening in the transfer market. Matt Viva just joined Brighton. I thought he was a guy that Liverpool were told to be interested in, but they were too late because the deal and everything was already agreed. And we also heard so much about what was happening. But I think Richard Hughes handled it a bit well, because he said that in terms of the sporting director, Michael Edwards, he is the best in the game, and he feels like he's the best to have to work with. And it seems like they are working to create a relationship and to give this guy Arne Slot what he needs to be successful, what he needs to actually create a winning team. And I feel like you can see the combination. You can see what these guys are working on. You can see what he wants to achieve. You can see how he's trying to set up, something amazing that can be very successful in the long game. And I cannot wait, to be honest. I cannot wait to see what happens. The other thing that I think we can talk about is my one of our favorite channels we know on YouTube, the Redman TV. Chris Pager had a question about him playing a 4-2-3-1 formation, and how he was going to be able to move it, especially that Liverpool plays with a 4-3-3. And he said that Who says that I play 4-2-3-1? I was really impressed about this one because I did not expect it to go the way it went. Because, of course, if you have been watching the Rainman TV for some time now, like I have, you would see that they really explained so much and they were doing so much in the Arne slot situation to explain the way he plays and what actually happens. And somehow it was interesting to see that they thought or they saw the way these guys were set up in the beginning, and when they do attack, it seems like there is a rotation in what happens, because there is, that two that is the back, but every time when they go, you see that it becomes sometimes two at the front, one at the back, or sometimes it's one at the front and two. So it is a combination of whatever that works at that point. So Arne Slot, I think that's what he was trying to say, that it's not that I play two 4-2-3-1. It's actually because he wants his team to adjust whatever he does. He wants his midfielders to be very flexible enough that they can rotate and play around as they go on. That's why his team is very well. Because of course we have been already told, if you have been listening to more of the analysis, like in terms of the analysis of what Arne Slot actually does, in terms of the hot zones, how he wants the ball to be played and how he wants to put more men in the hot zones, because he knows that there's more chance of scoring or creating chances in the hot zones than to play in the wings, which is way different from Klopp, because Klopp always believed that take advantage of the wings, use the runs and try by all means to overlap, using the overlaps to cross it in and try to create chances in the middle of that. Arne Slot is different. He wants to use the hot zones. He wants to be there in the midfield, try by all means to do the enough passes to get inside. That's why you find that the three, they'll be inside, while the other ones, the mid defenders, becomes the helpers inside, and the four bigs covers those, there's the sides that you'll be left empty. And it's always amazing to see how he does, but there is so much that he changes every single time whenever he's playing. So it's gonna be an exciting time to be with this guy, and I feel sorry for Chris Becher, because you'll be thinking that you're giving a good tactical analysis and you're expecting your manager to give you that, but the way Arne Slot said it, nobody really expected to hear that. But that's what happened, people, and we just have to put it out there and actually remind the world that that's what we saw. But one thing that I can tell you for a fact is that we are all excited over what this manager is going to do. We are excited over what he's building. I am, for a change, really ready to see what happens. There was a question which was asked, I think it's very, very important, in the press conference, where they were trying to find out exactly what's more important to them, more of the people coming in, or maybe the people that are actually in their 1 year of their contracts. Are they going to convince them to stay? The likes of Trent Alexander-Arnold, Mohamed Salah, and Virgil van Dijk. And I think Richard Hughes, as well as Arne Slot, answered it so well. He said that what is more important is for the three that are already in the club to actually show their commitment in the coming run and actually help with the team. And as things stand at this moment, it looks like these guys are ready for that. They want to continue. They want to keep actually doing so much, and that's going to help the team. That is going to help Arne to actually build a winning team and help them go forward, rather than trying to think about who's going to come, how he can fit into the team. That is another step. As long as he keeps the players he needs who can help him, it'll be amazing to see how far this team can go. And I can't wait to see how they work on building that. I can't wait to see how they are going to transform this team, which we call Liverpool, and how much it's going to be very, very influential in terms of how we do as a team. But one thing you can be excited over is, let's see what happens. Because also the thing that was said as well, I think it's a report that came out, was that Liverpool have decided that they will not be releasing Salah this season, even though even if he says he's not signing a new contract. They're going to be with him for the season, and if he's going to work as a free agent, I think to them it's okay. They just wanted the Egyptian king to be there and take advantage of what he's capable of doing and how we can help the new manager settle in and actually achieve something amazing. So I'm curious to hear what you guys are thinking over what's going to be happening with this Liverpool team. I'm curious to see how Arne Slot will set up the team and how far we can go. And I'm really curious to hear what you guys are expecting to see this season. Where can this team go, and how exactly are they going to set it up to actually achieve something amazing? That's all that we're here for. Do me a favor. click the like button, subscribe to the Connect, the best way you support us here. If you're joining us for the first time, this is the home that we are going to be always talking football, and we have always been doing that for years now. And you guys will be amazing if you continue following us and actually, showing some love, people. Show some love. So thank you very much for watching. Same here. We'll be back on another one. I cannot wait on what happens. Transfer windows. I think I'm going to be here to talk about Chelsea because I think that's the only team that is really busy in terms of the transfers. Tottenham Hotspurs, I think they did one business, but most of the people are just quiet. So it's Euros as usual, and we see where we go from there. Thank you very much for watching. I'm out. I'll see you on another one. Peace. Subscribe to the comment.